Welcome back, everybody, to another TIMBP Live. It's Perry. Oh, I forgot my overlay. Whoops. I think I'm looking a little blue on screen tonight. I hope everybody's been doing well. I hope you guys are having a good week. Tony Bag Donuts kicking us off this evening. Said, hola, Perry. How are things in the good old USA? I'm having a great time in Chile. Good to hear, Tony. I hope you're staying well down there, too. Andrew West, all the way up Canada, says, hey, guys. What's going on, buddy? Donnie the Linux Cat, Mr. Linux Cat himself, says, howdy. Sugar Kitty says, meow. Good to have you all here. I'm sorry I was like scrambling to get in front of the mic. Running around doing too many things today, I think. Darren's here. Hey, Perry. Hey, Darren. Good to see you, my friend. I think I'm about ready to get something poured. As we let some people flow in, remember to hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet, too. I want to talk about subscriber numbers in a second because I got a weird metric the other day that kind of made me do a little double take. So we'll talk about that shortly. Follow on social media, all that good stuff at My Bourbon Pod. Comment on the video if you're watching the replay. Thank you so much for being here. If we're just hanging out and having a good time tonight, that's about all the energy that I have for this week's stream. I've just been very anxious this week. A lot of my energy has been put towards anxiety, so that's fun. And I just needed a night to kind of hang out with you guys and drink some good stuff. Drink the good stuff. Roger Randall, cheers. Old Forester flight tonight, 97, 10, and 20. Very nice. That's the 1897, the 1910, and the 1920. Thanks so much for being here, Roger. Hope you're doing well. Good to have you in the chat. Subscribers where? Here? Yeah, so apparently during the entire month of December, we gained 0 new subscribers on YouTube. I don't know how. I truly do not know how that is the case. But that's what happened. So maybe we'll do another big subscriber push sometime. I don't know. I'm happy with just being over 1,000. It's a good feeling at the very least. But yeah. Oh, that's gotten to the point where it smells dusty. So this is a very discontinued product, and truth be told, I'm not even really sure when it is from. But not only do they not make this particular bourbon anymore, they definitely don't make it in this capacity or put it in this style bottle. But it's the 6-year 90 proof green label that was a Kentucky only release, and I just went into a liquor store one day and they had a bunch of these. I bought one for my dad, and when you see those things where you're like, oh, I know that they make this still, but they don't make it like that, or they don't put it out like that. Like, the thing goes off in your brain where you're like, oh, well, maybe this is an older bottle. And I think that it was at the time, not like significantly older, but older enough to where I'm going, I need to grab one. I need to make sure that I have this. So that's how that happened many moons ago. Hello again, whiskey friends. Hello, Jeffrey Whack. Good to have you in here, my friend. Hope you're having a good night. Hope your week has been wonderful as well. So let's get the palate warmed up. I haven't had anything to drink yet today either, which is... It's not abnormal for Thursdays. Because I know I'm going to hop on here. I know I'm going to hang out and have some drinks and everything, but I got to quash some of the anxiety. I got to ease it up just a hair. I got a lot of fun pours that I'm going to be getting into tonight. Living the dream. Good to hear, Jeff. That's what's up, buddy. So, yeah, I got some fun stuff to pour tonight. Even got, I'm going to slip in a little bit of a surprise or two. Ooh, what's that? Larceny Barrel Proof A123. Yeah. Probably going to get into into a short little review of that, or at least some early thoughts on it. I was hoping to wait until the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A123 came in, but that has not happened yet. So we will certainly see how all of this shakes out. But regardless, I just want to see how this batch holds up, especially with last year being such a great batch. Great year of batches for Larceny Barrel Proof. Justin Deering says, ooh. Might have another surprise, too. But here's the thing about this surprise. You can't tell Eric. Even if you're... Eric, if you're in here... Oops. I haven't had any whiskey since 2022. 19 more days to go. I know dry January has been tough on you, Tony, but you got this, man. You got this. If Eric's in the chat, I don't think he is. I think he's working tonight. Eric, you're going to have to go away for a little while. And also, you all have to agree not to tell Eric. Okay, we're going to be really quiet about it. I'm really excited. I haven't told him. And I know that I'm probably hedging my bets by just on an open platform being here it is. But I trust you guys. I think you trust me enough too. But also, I mean, I think we're far enough removed at this point from the best of episode that you all know why that particular bottle is special. And so when we record tomorrow, I'm going to have a little surprise for the mutant. He's got no idea. Justin knows what's up, though. I passed on that bottle to get the WLW. I mean, I like the WLW. And again, Tony, thank you so much for sending us that sample along with the, wherever the crap it is. Not that, that's Chattanooga whiskey. The Weller single barrel as well, which was interesting. It was different. I don't even know where that sample is right now. Justin, no, it was not heavy char. A little bit more recent than that. Although the heavy char is a great bourbon. I freaking love that whiskey. I hear somebody outside of my house. Is there somebody who's outside of my house currently? I surely hope not. Why did a car just slowly drive by the front of my house? Oh, it was Amazon. Okay, cool. It's you, Andrew's here. Justin, yes, you are right on the money. Tony, I could understand being torn between those two, especially if you had not had either of them in any capacity. I mean, like the two. Justin, I don't know if I said yes to you, but the answer is yes. I would just serial killer or Amazon. Amazon. I love that game though. That would be the best. Hey, Andrew, anytime, man. I'd love to have you down here. Bill's here, Mr. Bill Robarge. What's up, y'all? What's up, Bill? Good to have you, buddy. But this was a no-brainer bottle for me. Because, I mean, again, if you know from the best of episode, and based on our review this week, too, of the WLW 2022, which if you haven't listened to it yet after we're done with the stream, go check it out. Really good episode. I mean, Eric and I are on a friggin' roll right now. So if you're behind on episodes, catch yourself up soon. We got so much fun stuff coming down the pipeline. Next week, we're going to be getting into the Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin series a little bit. Not all the bottles. I think we're sticking with at least one release. But, I mean, past couple episodes have been a lot of fun. So I'll get it after both your review. There you go. I'm always on a roll, baby. Jeff, you're not wrong. I do feel like I'm constant, but I'm either like if I'm on a roll, one of two things is happening. Things are going really well, or I'm rolling down a hill head first, trying to tuck my what's up, Marty Whiskey Nose? Trying to tuck my head into like in between my legs, but I just keep like smacking my face and breaking my nose in different places. Like it's either a controlled roll or I have absolutely lost all semblance of what it means to actually be in control of a situation. There's no in between. And look, it's not an uncommon thing. But I mean that's pretty standard. Sushi roll or hoagie roll? Depends on my mood. I think I'm more in the mood for sandwiches than I am for sushi on a regular basis. But with that being said, I had some really great sushi recently, and it felt like I was on cloud nine. So that's how that goes. All right, before we get too far, I figure I should probably check out. My neck is going through another stiff phase. I should probably check out the Larceny Barrel Proof A123 release. 125.8 proof. And of course, it's like 6 to 8 years old. That kind of blend. Not gonna go too heavy on this one because I need to save plenty for when we do the full review. I mean, this is really just like a first pour, fresh crack. What are my initial thoughts and feelings kind of deal. So we'll get into that right now. Of course, I think it's still $69.99 MSRP. With as good as these batches were last year, I'm really hoping that we're still on that particular roll. I'm hoping. What up, Emily Chambers? Hey, nerd, smash Perry's buttons. Smash them buttons, indeed. Oh, if you want to support the show, too, you can do it through Snuffy Chats. It's in support of Mr. Snuffleupagus right back here. You get your message up on the top of the screen right over here. And you can do that through the Stream Elements link down below. If you want to do it directly through PayPal, Venmo, whatever, you can check out all those links in the description below. I ran out of time to put it in the YouTube description. Not even sure if anybody's watching on Twitch, but here we are. If somebody's watching on Twitch, say what up. But thank you for being here, Emma. Grab a little sipsy of water, too. All right. It's like a blueberry muffin. It's blueberry muffin and syrup? Interesting. Joseph Brazos here. He says, what the hell are you all doing here? I say, I'm hanging with my buds. I'm hanging with my pals. I hope you're doing okay, bud. Hope you're, oh no, recovering all right still, too. Wait, what's Twitch? It's primarily a video game streaming platform, but you can do just about anything on it. I think you know that, Bill. What am I doing here? What am I explaining Twitch to you for? It's very sweet. Joe, I'm checking out the Larceny Barrel Proof A123 at the moment as well. And it's just not going to focus, is it? It's just not. It smells way younger than that youngest of like 6 years old that's in it. Boy, that was never really anything that we got last year with Larceny Barrel Proof, so I'm hoping that the palate is a little bit better than the noses. If ever there were such a thing as alcoholic cornbread. I'm not a huge fan of the finish. And truth be told, I'm not a huge fan of the palate either, for that matter. Huh. I would have such a hard time saying that this was at least a 6-year-old bourbon. I mean, truly. The proof is just not there either. Perry, I had to make another hard choice tonight. I chose This My Bourbon Weekend 2 and Bastards Ball over It's Bourbon Night new 5-night meetup. Well, dang, man. That's a heck of a... That's crazy. Thank you for the faith. I appreciate that. We are about a week away from announcing some specifics for Bourbon Weekend 2023. This is my Bourbon Weekend, excuse me. 2023. If I just say Bourbon Weekend, it sounds like I'm just copying Whiskey Weekend. It's not with that at all. So be on the lookout for that. But Eric and I we're hard at work. We're working boys. We got a lot of irons in the fire, as it were. Our fingers in a lot of pies. Any other metaphors that you can think of. My hair is crazy tonight. It needs to be washed. Can I be a headliner at This Is My Bourbon Podcast weekend? Do you wanna open for us, Bill? How would it pair with cornbread? Joe, I think it would just be You know, honestly, the cornbread would probably take care of a lot of this youthful sweetness that I'm getting from the larceny. But I think that it would. There's also the chance that it would just wind up being way too sweet. I mean, just way sweeter than it needed to be. Same hotel, more on that to come. But more than likely. Also, hi, John. Good to have you in the chat. I think you've been lurking. Yeah, it's just okay. Maybe it needs a little bit of air. I don't know. A123 Larceny Barrel Proof. It's fine. It is okay. Which I wanted it to be great. I had so much hope for this, but I guess that's why they do 3 batches a year. Never, you never know what you're going to get. Ryan VH, evening, everyone. Cheers. Cheers to you, too. Good to have you in here, man. Hope your week's been well. What are y'all drinking, by the way? I know Tony's drinking, like, virgin Mai Tais or whatever. Down in Chile. Signor Tony is in Chile. Every tub I'm in is hot. That's awesome, John. I love that. We will do a full review of the Larceny Barrel Proof A123 soon. But in the meantime, my initial thoughts, it's okay. Just nothing to write home about. Write home about. Okay. Well, that was certainly something. Here, you know what? I've done that comparison before. I'm going to do this instead. I've never done this comparison. You got Virgin Bourbon 101 proof up against Heaven Hill's 7-year bottled and bond. So a significant step down in proof from where we were. So I'll do a little bit of palate cleansing here in just a second. Oh, come on. Ah, there it is. What's going on, Brian Brennicky? Been a minute, buddy. Hope you've been well. Hope the move has gone okay, too. I know it's never easy when you're moving. We're looking to do that, too, over the next few months, over the next year. So keep us in your tots and pairs. All right. Now, Virgin Bourbon used to have a 7-year age statement, I believe, and was one of those crazy bottles that, you get for like $15 from Heaven Hill. And you can still get it in like North and South Carolina, but it's all moved into the new house. Good to hear, buddy. The thought of moving is the only reason Perry doesn't move. Look, we are like hiring movers the next time that we move. I just can't do it anymore. I don't have it in me to go through that just horrible process of destroying your body through moving. But anyway, so this is up against one of their premium offerings, of course, the Bottle and Bond from Heaven Hill, 7 years old, $48 a bottle. So I have never done this side by side before. Yay. Cheers to Barry. Just felt like I was feeling very alone, or acting like I was very alone for a second. Oh, that 101. Hey, not indifferent by any means to the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. I mean, they are very, very similar on the nose. I think it's funny because, I mean, you know, one is slightly older than the other, but the other also has a little bit higher proof than one. So it's strange. Like, in some ways, I feel like that helps to kind of balance things out. It's one more proof point. It's around like a year difference, too. But, Perry, it's not a Mai Tai, but I just mixed peach and mango nectar. There you go. There you go. Actually sounds really nice. Especially with, like, tequila or something. Anyway. But I think there does wind up being a balancing act when you know, have, you know, like, proof can adjust for age and age can adjust for proof, just depending on what you've got and everything. That being said, let's check these out. Oh, the 101 is just quintessential Heaven Hill, man. Reminds me of those batches of Elijah Craig. Not barrel proof, the 94 proof, the small batch. That made me really start to get head over heels in love with bourbon. All right, 7-year-old. Definitely a more noticeably full-bodied experience with the 7-year Bottled and Bond. That being said, though, it's definitely drier. I mean, it's got more character, but they are very much in the same. They're in the same bracket. They come from the same family or whatever you want to call it. They have the same DNA, I guess is an easy way of describing it. But, you know, you can tell that the more premium product does have something a little bit extra going on for it. It's a little bit older. It's a little bit more curated. All that jazz. So, yeah. I mean, both are very good bourbons, but I don't know if the 7-year is that much more worth that much more money than the Virgin 101 is, because of how similar they are in profile, how similar they are in a lot of the main characteristics. The Bottled and Bond just is a little bit rounder, more than anything. I mean, of course, like, I'm gonna go with the, you know, the more budget option too, if I can. Because why wouldn't you? You want to make sure your dollar goes the furthest. especially in this economy. That's good. I guess just for a little bit of posterity, too. I'll have just a skosh of the 6-year bottle and bond that they don't even make anymore. Man, I went through so many of these bottles, though, back in the day when they were available. It was just like, well, I'm not even going to really think about it too much. And it was just such a great overall bourbon. And, you know, you never think about the fact that something like this could get taken away from you until it does. And then once it did, it was just devastating. But you live and learn and move on. So that's how it goes. Very similar. You know what's crazy is that, like, this almost sits, like, right in between the two. It's crazy, man. Daniel Kerber, what's up, everyone? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well this Thursday evening. I think Tony was the only person who answered when I asked, what's everybody drinking? Is anybody drinking anything right now? I know it's dry January, but I feel like most of the people who watch this channel, at the very least. I mean, do whatever you need to, you know. Posterity and skosh. Drink with your pinkies out, everybody. Dan, what are you drinking, man? Sounds good. Bill says, I'm really curious to see how bourbon evolves over the next 10 years. Also heard that Buffalo Trace made some moves on the distribution front. They did. They are switching up their distribution company. So there's not going to be the there's not going to be the same system that was set up before, where everybody was having to buy like Fireball and Wheatley vodka and all that crap. It's going to be a lot easier for stores to acquire some allocated products. So you will see that. Brian Brennicky with the $10 stuffy chat says Snuffy needs fed. Tammy says hello too. Hello, Tammy. And you're right. Look at this man. He's withering away to nothing. Poor Mr. Snuffleupagus back here. He is just suffering right in front of our eyes. And we have not even an ounce of decency to address that fact. Now, should you find it in your heart to love your fellow monster with a big long trunk thing. I started with some kind of New Orleans accent, and then I lost it. This boy is back here. Thank you, Tammy and Brian. In some states, not all. That is true, Donnie. That is true. Roger Randall says, Old Forester, onto the 1910 now. There you go. And it's buy it January. Oh, I totally forgot about this. I meant to say this like up top. So I just like at the end of the day, I was like, I'm just going to go run over to the local liquor store, see if they have anything good. And they had, and I wish I had it near me. Yeah, I put it in the cabinet and I didn't bring it with me. I finally found on my own, of my own volition, just was like, I guess I may as well. I found a birthday bottle. I mean, not like I didn't find something from 1993 on my birthday, but I found a Hendrick McKenna single barrel that was barreled on my birthday in 2012. How crazy is that? I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked. I saw it and I was like, look, this store probably is going to have it at $100. I accept that fact. It was $79.99. I know that is unheard of for Henry McKenna. However, I've paid a lot more for a lot less. And I've paid a lot more for a lot more too. Who cares? I got a birthday bottle. I got a bottle I can save up until the day of my birth every year. Again. But it's like my actual birthday too. Preach on, Perry. Old Southern lawyer. Old Southern lawyer. Joe Overmo Music over on Twitch says, hey, Mr. Bourbon. Hey to you, Joe Overmo. Hope you're doing great, man. Where are you? Happy birthday. Today's not my birthday, but thank you. We're about, 7 months early? But I appreciate the heck out of that, dude. Thank you for stopping in on the Twitch. If you haven't yet, hit the follow button. Don't know where you are, but if you're in Kentucky, I'm going to be playing some live shows in Louisville next Friday and Saturday, which I'm very excited about because it's the first time I have been on stage playing my music since like 2018. Just between major life changes, having a kid, the pandemic, the podcast blowing up, just all sorts of things. I absolutely, I have not given music the time that it needed, and I am like actively, and I've said this before too about my only New Year's resolution was to say yes to being creative, and part of that too was, saying yes to shows. When somebody asks me to play a show, I say yes. So I'm doing it. I'm getting back out there again. I'm the first one to wish you a happy birthday this year then? Yes, Joe, you are. What kind of music do you play? I am primarily a singer-songwriter, but if you want to check out my tunes, they're at perryritter.bandcamp.com. That goes for everybody, too, if you want to go listen to some of my music. I put an album out in 2014. Was it 20? Yeah, it was 2014, almost 9 years ago. I'm due for another one. I've got so much music that I need to put out. I'm also, I studied basically as a blues guitarist too for years and years and years before I ever took the stage. So I've got a lot of that kind of Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Mayer, Hendrix about my guitar playing too. But when I sit down to write music, it's typically the singer-songwriter stuff. And part of that was because it's what I'm used to. Part of it is just because that was a lot of the music that I grew up listening to and playing. A lot of John Mayer, Dave Matthews influences in what I do. And the older I've gotten, more diverse as well. I've got one song that I haven't played for anybody yet. And it's like it's I don't know, it's still singer-songwriter-y, but it goes almost into like a country style thing too. You rock the stage in May with our geriatric friends though. I appreciate that, dude. That was such a spontaneous thing, asking if I could just sit in for a song, and sure enough, they allowed it. But global tour, I'll buy tickets for all my cousins in Chile. Maybe someday. Nice. I put out my first album last month. It's great if you want to cry. That's the majority of the feedback I've gotten from people on it. So it's like sad boy music. I mean, I don't mean that in like a negative way. It's like like I don't even know how you would categorize sad boy music, if you even want to like call it that. But is it a lot of like breakup songs or what? I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out though, for sure. Let people know too where it is, Joe. I'd love to check it out. And I don't know if you're a bourbon drinker, but maybe we can drink some bourbon together sometime, whether it's virtually or in person, and you could be on the podcast because that's what we do. Yeah, I got lots of music interviews as well. Any Bourbon and Beyond, Louder Than Life episodes. Some different artists here and there as well, different musical artists. Neil Giraldo, Pat Benatar's husband, was one of my favorite interviews I got to do. But yeah. Oh, snap, dude. Not exactly. The whole album is dedicated to my best friend that passed away last year. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, that sounds like it would definitely be a tearjerker. I'm gonna go check it out after we get done here. 100%. Golly, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that it was... I figure maybe... that's your buddy in your profile pic, too. I know how that goes. I had a very close music friend, collaborator, that passed away suddenly in 2018. 2018 from a heart attack. Just 30, too. It was crazy. But, yeah, I get it. I think that's another big thing, too, that has been such a struggle for me to overcome is, I when Billy died, it was like, but here's this guy that I just played music with so much and had over the past couple of years leading up to that, and then he was just gone. I was like, well, like it just didn't feel the same. You know what I mean? So it's time to get back on the horse. You can find it all on all streaming/music places. It's To Jesse, and I released it under my own name, Joe Overmo. The guy in the pic isn't the friend, though. That's just an old guy I work with. Haha, the album was very difficult, but also very healing to make. There you go, man. So cool. So cool to hear. Everybody go listen to Joe Overmo. That's my tips and bits this week, I guess, is that you need to listen to Joe Overmo. Papa Ritter's in the house, too. Instant karma gonna get you. Gonna kick you right in the head. Hello, Papa Ritter. Do you know any Spanish lyrics? I'm in Chile. Says Tony Bag of Donuts. Hey, man, you're so welcome. If there's anything else we can do to support you, stop back by. If you want to come and hang out with everybody over on YouTube, too, youtube.com/thisismybourbonpodcast. I'm live over there as well. You can actually chat with everybody and see what everybody's saying. But if you're only a Twitch guy, I totally get that too. I just like to double stream with Twitch and YouTube. Well, it's 8:46. And I think I got room for one more. One more pour. Hey, Joe's coming over to the YouTube. Yo, we made a new friend tonight. We got a new member of the TIMBP family. Freaking awesome. I love that. I love that. That's how good relationships are made. Papa Ritter, you missed it. I was telling everybody that I stopped in at that liquor store that's right by us, and they had a bunch of Henry McKenna single barrels, and I was like, I was like, well, I'll just see what the date is on it and everything. It was my birthday. So, hey, Joe made it. Woo, I'm out of breath. Just got over here from Twitch. That's a long run. Buddy, I tell you, that is a long run. Now everybody has to remember, we can't tell Eric. Oh, I grabbed me one. They had a bunch too, so if you want to stop over there at any point, they probably still have some. Dang, Joe's already subscribed. Hey, that's how you do it, man. Again, thank you for being here, and it's good to have new members of the family. All right. Now, Eric can't know about this until tomorrow. So, hey, Eric, if you're watching and you're not telling anybody, go away right now, because it's supposed to be a surprise for you tomorrow for when we record. But I finally got a bottle of my best bourbon of 2022. This was my best bourbon of 2022, the Parker's Heritage, double-barreled blend. 13 and 15-year-old blend. My album is also on Bandcamp if you want to buy a copy. I think I can do that. I freaking love Bandcamp, man. That has always been like my platform for for music too, and I've always had, not like amazing, but I've had very good success with it. Or I definitely did when I was just an early teenager trying to write music and put it up for people to listen to, and figuring out how to, edit and mix and master. And I'm still like figuring that out. And it's been since I started the podcast that things have kind of like all lined up and gotten into place and made sense in some regards. But oh my goodness gracious. It's so pretty. It's so dang pretty. I'm so happy to have this bottle. I don't ever mean to be like, I'm still a teenager. You know what? Part of my being like, this is the year that I say yes to creativity, was me going back to journaling, which I haven't done in years. And of course, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but there was a point while I was doing it, while I was journaling the other night, and I wrote down, I still feel like a kid operating a man's body. I think that's true for a lot of people, but that's that was my process of thinking about where I am, especially on the precipice of turning 30. So, look at that color. That's just so ridiculous. This is my first album, so I have no idea what it's like releasing it on other platforms, but it was really easy and seamless. Definitely was. DistroKid to get it out on all platforms. I think I used CD Baby. It was either CD Baby or Disc Makers. I still get emails from Disc Makers all the time. Excuse me. I always say I'm a 31-year-old with the body of a 23-year-old, but a 23-year-old with advanced health issues. Well, I'm a 29-year-old being operated by an old soul stuck in the mind of a, I don't know, like a 16-year-old who's just doing the best he can. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. We made the right choice with this, or I made the right choice with this on the best of episode. I mean, that's freaking incredible, man. Oh, it's so good. Everything that you want a 132 proof bourbon to be. Joe, this is the, and it's very hard to find. I had to work some connections to get one, but this is an annual release from don't tell Eric, definitely, from the Heaven Hill Distillery here in Kentucky. It's called Parker's Heritage. And this one specifically is a double-barreled bourbon with 13 and 15-year-old product in there. 132.2 proof. And it's just magical. It's just... everything I want. All right. I am going to get out of here a little bit early. I have to do some recording and editing tonight. So should have a bonus episode coming out tomorrow, and then a couple more bonus episodes trickling out over the next few weeks. But thank you so much for being here tonight. So happy to have had you guys hang out with me over the past hour. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Like the video if you have not done so already too. And go check out Joe Overmo's music, because that's what we're going to be doing, or what I'm going to be doing tonight, and probably openly weeping. So that does it for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you real soon. Until next time, though, I'm Perry, and this is TIMBP Live.